and state their opinion. Please come to either that microphone or this one in the center of the room and adjust the microphone so that it can pick up your voice because the minutes are recorded. If you hear the gavel, you are out of order. And if you persist, you'll be removed from the meeting. All comments should be about the project being presented and not a venue to air personal grievances. Once your request is heard and the board's decision is rendered, you may leave the meeting. However, if you have questions for staff, please wait until after the meeting is over to ask them, or you may contact staff at the office on the following day. Once public testimony and discussion for a particular item has concluded, the members of the board will deliberate and render a decision. Members with a personal or financial interest in any request are required to recuse themselves from voting. All decisions by the Architecture Review Board are final. Any person having a request for a certificate of appropriateness denied by the board may appeal such a denial to the Montgomery County Circuit Court. Any such appeal shall be filed with the Circuit Court within 30 days after the receipt of the notice of the final decision of the board. We have 5 members present tonight, and it takes 5 to pass a motion. Because of the number of board members present, if you'd like to delay your request, please let us know at the time your request is announced. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the members of the Architecture Review Board. We have Sam Youse, Elizabeth Brown, Katie Williams, Barry Robinson, Hillary Morgan, and at the end of the counter, John Hayden. Thank you. Our land use staff is Tanya Ingram, Sean Rose, Warren Adams, Russell Stringer, and Orem Snow. All right, the first item on the agenda is, sorry, I'm not organized. (1310) Woodward Avenue, Old Cloverdale.
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Can we this is the annual meeting. Can we do the election of officers, please? That would be the chair and the vice chair.
Do we need to do that before we continue?
Yeah, I think we probably should go ahead with it.
Did you give me any information to read about it? What do I do?
So we just need someone to call a motion to elect the president, or the chair rather, and then the same thing for the vice chair.
Okay.
I move to elect Elizabeth Brown as chair.
Second.
All in favor? All right, thank you.
I move to elect Katie Williams as vice chair.
Second.
All in favor? You should vote for yourself, Katie.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right. 1310 Woodward Avenue.
Hello.
Hey.
My name's Lester Beck.
You need to pull the microphone closer.
My name is Lester Beck. I'm with Phoenix Preferred Properties.
My name is Lasagna Lilly. I'm with Phoenix Preferred Properties as well.
All right.
And our request today is the property in question, 1310 Woodward Avenue. We'd like to finish the cleanup in the backyard where the building was damaged by storm and about to collapse, and such it did.
Is there anyone in the audience to speak to this concern? Staff or members of the board?
Are there any photos of what it looked like?
What it looked like prior?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Approach?
Yes.
That's kind of rough.
Well,
Was this during demolition or prior to demolition? I'm sorry. Was this during demolition or prior to demolition?
It was collapsing. Yeah, as you can see from that far corner there, it was collapsing due to the storm. It was a complete safety hazard.
okay. If there are no other comments, could I have a motion?
So,
Yep.
show and tell.
I move to approve as presented.
Second.
All in favor? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, you want your picture? You want your pictures
Now,
back?
he said you could keep them.
I haven't noticed that. Thank you.
One picture for the thousand, sure.
1324 South Perry Street, Garden District, Beverly Allen.
Good evening. My name is Beverly Allen, and I have a few items that I wanted to get approval for the property at 1324 South Perry Street.
Okay,
To move the front sidewalk from the side to the middle, add a security gate, a pool in the backyard, a parking pad, and a fence around the front yard.
are there any comments on this project from the board? Not the board, the members of the audience?
Laura Calloway, Garden District Preservation Association. First off, we are really excited about your purchase of this property, and things are looking really good over there. Our only concern was the same one that the land use staff had about the appropriateness of the replacement front door.
Okay,
So we would ask the board to look at that carefully.
okay.
Okay. Can
Comments from the board?
we take these one at a time? Everybody okay with that?
Sure. Moving the sidewalk. I certainly don't have any problems with that.
I don't have any problems with moving them.
It makes sense that the sidewalk should go.
Do
first.
you want a, Madam Chair, you want a motion on each one of these? I think we can, or do you, we just want
I
to?
think we can do just one big motion,
Okay.
but
All right.
discuss them separately.
I don't have any problem moving the sidewalk.
So
either.
moving the sidewalk from the tree over to where the actual steps are?
I also don't have any issues with the proposed pool and patio in the back,
No, I don't either.
especially with the fact that they're located behind that screen wall. I'm going to bring up something real quick. I do note that apparently there is a violation currently on the property as it relates to the height of the brick wall that was constructed by the previous owners.
I remember them. I remember them.
Yeah. And so I know that it was never called to court.
A question to you, did they ever mention anything about the ARB or the brick wall or anything during the process of purchasing the structure?
No, they didn't. The first I heard about it was maybe 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I have a hard time with this one just because of the fact that the previous homeowners sold the house and left a violation on the home
Without notification?
without notification or anything. I think that, but again, I don't think that that should be held against.
Well, honestly, the height of it would not necessarily go through us, it would go through the city, wouldn't it? The other city,
Would that be
Board of
Board of
Adjustment?
Adjustment rather than us?
I thought it would,
I believe so, but any new wall would still require your review and approval, and it was denied in the past. So,
Yeah, I believe that once this board denied the wall height, Mr. Sewell did not go to the Board of Adjustment because the height had already been denied by y'all, so.
And if I could just add a bit of clarification. So the wall, what you all approved the wall up to 6 feet. And there was I believe there was a variance given up to that 6 feet. So all that was okay, but then it was built to a total of 7.5 feet. And so that's what created the violation.
Is there a portion that is 6 feet at some point and they just kind of leveled it off as it went down? Is that what they did? They did 6 feet at the kind of highest portion?
Yes, that's right. In the photos, I think you can see 2C. There's like the main part of it basically is 6 feet. It's really only at the sort of posts. That's when it reaches the height of about 7.5. I went out with a tape measure and kind of looked at it. So it's only those like sort of intermittent posts that are the tallest portion.
Okay.
So at the columns?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of a partial violation. It's just where it exceeds the height.
Right.
And what do we need to do about that?
And so there's, that was mostly just so that you all are aware of that ongoing situation. Right now, what is being considered is a gate that would cross this opening, this gap, and the gate itself would only be a total of 6 feet in height.
Okay.
In the For What It's Worth department, we were concerned about the violation because of the propensity of that property owner to make violation after violation on multiple properties within the garden district. But the wall doesn't look bad, and we would not ask y'all to order something that's already finished like that to be torn down or bricks knocked off of it now. I don't want to get crossways with the staff, but the height of the wall is not bad in proportion to the house, I don't think.
Well, I don't really know if a review of the wall is before the board tonight. I do think it's very unfair for Miss Allen to have to deal with something like that. She just purchased a house. It's not like she built the wall and it was, she intentionally, like the previous owners, intentionally did something against this board's directive. But again, I don't know what seems like the legal process should be taken against the prior owners, and certainly not Miss Allen, but that's my opinion concerning the height of the wall.
There is sort of a history of walls that I consider a little bit of massive in this house anyway, in that the front porch and the steps on the front porch are a little more.
It's a large-scale house.
It's a large-scale house,
It's
and
a big house.
that stair that goes to the front door is kind of a large scale for something on the front of that facade. So it's not. I worry more about I just don't like walls that big right up next to the sidewalk, but that's not your fault.
Well,
So
it looks like there's maybe a little bit of dirt between the sidewalk and the wall, like maybe
Not
5 feet or
much.
so.
yeah.
Perhaps as a way to soften things, we could put some smaller bushes, like right there in front of the taller
Sort of right
fence, and
where
then-
where the posts are, right at the entry, which would sort
Kinda
of also
soften
say
it.
turn here, for your cars.
And then she could use a 6-foot maximum height gate as sort of a melding of the two options.
I think any discussion regarding the wall would probably have to come back in a separate application. And we would also, as staff, have to check the legalities of the board making a decision and then potentially making another decision when nothing's really changed. So I think at least it would certainly have to come back as a separate application, and prior to that submitted, we can check on the legalities of what the board can
So we
and
just
can't do.
need to make decisions about the things she's presented
Yes.
here and not worry about that.
So,
Yes.
so at
Right.
present, we will table that discussion of the fence, but what about the gate?
It's new.
Yeah, can we approve a 6-foot maximum height gate?
You can, unless you all feel that you want to delay the gate because it will, it will sort of intersect with this wall. But otherwise, you can, approve the gate, or maybe you want to delay it until we can hear fully about the wall situation.
Okay. I'd rather approve the gate so that she can secure her property.
Yep. I don't personally have any concerns about the gate.
Okay.
I don't either.
All right, and you are going to put a fence up around the property?
Yes.
Where exactly are you going to put the fence? Is it going to be right up next to the sidewalk or within the inside a little bit?
Within the inside. a little
Okay.
bit.
So it looks like on 2B, I see where it's written proposed fence a little bit.
There's a picture of a fence.
Yeah, well, on 2B, it's written proposed fence. It seems like it's going maybe along the South Perry Street side.
Uh-huh,
That's right.
And then
that-
it turns.
uh-huh. And goes back to the aforementioned wall.
The wall's on the other side, right?
Yes, so the gate would only be on the front part,
Yeah.
basically in the inside of the front yard.
And then it goes along the gravel driveway, it looks like.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
I don't have any concerns about the fence.
All right, I don't either.
I don't think so. Location seems fine to me.
Okay, so we have the pool, the sidewalk, the fence, and the gate. Are we missing anything else?
The front door.
Oh.
Oh, the front door. Okay,
Tree removal.
and the tree removal.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Stringer, the tree?
Yeah, I met with the,
I can't hear you.
I
I'm
can't hear
sorry,
you.
Russell.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, met with the petitioner about her tree issues. I think those are mostly resolved. There's one tree that was not viable. She got permission to remove that. Another tree that's a very nice tree that's going to be retained. So y'all are looking at, if you approve the pool, the magnolia tree has got to go, and I really have seen better looking trees.
Right,
They're a messy tree.
So it's only the magnolia?
okay. All right, now we move to the front door. The picture that you have provided is a beautiful front door, but it is not appropriate for your house.
Okay.
My suggestion would be, there are plenty of people who can rework your side lights and transom, who can repair that glass work. And my suggestion would be that you have that glass work repaired and put back what's there, because it's really a pretty nice set. If you're concerned about that big piece of glass in your front door, and I have one that's about twice that big in my front door, and I do have moments of concern about it, there would be a way to do an appropriate grill with wrought iron over that that glass only. And anybody on the board we would be willing to work with you on that. But that, if you want more security at that door, we could put something over the glass door. But I'm sure that we've got some names of people who do leaded glass work, and it's not uncommon. There are several people who do it. So that would be my suggestion.
Okay. It's truly a beautiful house. I hope you are in love with it as we are.
I think it's a
The
Frank
front
Lockwood house.
door.
He was a famous architect in Montgomery in the 1920s.
And the front door is sort of the welcoming thing, so to have it appropriate to the house is kind of major.
I agree.
So, is that all?
That's all.
Okay.
So,
All right.
All right, craft the motion.
you
I
want to
move,
try this?
I'm gonna try it,
All right, go for it.
okay? I move to approve as submitted, except for the front door, in which we move to allow for wrought iron to be added at the front window on the door, okay, in an appropriate style,
And rework the front door.
and rework the glass, the existing glass around the door.
Which I think will cost less than the door you picked out, which is beautiful.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
So, just a moment, are we approving the sidewalk as well?
We are
Yeah.
approving the
Okay.
sidewalk, yes.
All right.
All in favor? Opposed? All right. Congratulations.
Thank
Go
you.
and do more good work.
Thank you.
All right, next is Felder Avenue. I've forgotten the number already. 529 Felder
529.
Avenue on the curve there at the
Hi, good evening. I'm Trudie Walker.
Hey, good evening. I'm Mike Allen. I'm the owner of Patriot Stump and Land Services for contractor.
Okay. Explain to us what you want to do.
Well, you go ahead. It's fine.
Okay, so we're not aware that there was a process to get a fence installed in the historic district. And so right now, we're trying to complete the fence. There was a stop work order issued, justly so, but so right now the fence is partially up. And we're trying to get the fence completed so Ms. Walker can now let her pets out and be safe behind her own fenced-in backyard. In addition to that, we plan on mitigating some of the water in the backyard with the drainage and by installing some pea gravel, as well as some light grading to kind of smooth out where some buildup has accumulated over time, and then get the water flowing properly so it doesn't stand.
All right.
What material is this fence? It's going to be a standard pine, pressure-treated pine? What type of material is it?
Correct.
Pine?
And I've actually, my fence expert is going to be here to speak to that if you have fence-specific questions.
Okay. We usually ask, is it going to be, I had one installed a couple of years ago. I'm just letting it kind of age. Is it going to be stained or anything, or just left pine, or just leave it and let it kind of?
Well, I would ask for your recommendation because I'm not opposed to staining it or anything like that. I had no plans of doing it as, it does age with time and it looks better.
I agree with you, ma'am. One thing, it can be expensive and a pain, and the other is in a couple of 3 to 5 years, it's going to soften with age anyway. So I personally, I like the look of a nice pine fence. So that's all. That's the only question I have.
Thank you.
All right.
Just so I'm clear, are there any prohibitions that we're not aware of, maybe on staying if she decides to do that at a later date?
She'd need to choose a color off of, they have a palette at the office. You need to choose a color at the office. Choose one of those colors, or come back if you want some special color, you can come back.
Perfect. And that would be at Mr. Rose's office?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
And Mr. Stringer over here loved the idea. I'm going to do an English garden in my backyard.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, it's a very prominent place
Yes, it
in the
is.
district. Everybody drives by there in the day, so we're glad to see the house come into good hands. And if you ever do anything, someone will call. You know that now.
I really am so sorry. I just moved from Florida, and either realtor didn't even say anything about it. So
There were
my
pieces.
ignorance. I'm sorry.
There were pieces of a fence up actually that they took down because they were in such bad shape when they put the house on the market.
Yes,
So it's
ma'am.
not
We did that because Miss Hurd, Judy,
Uh-huh.
we spoke with her because both of my neighbors on both sides were in agreement
Uh-huh.
for it to come up. So she said that would be fine for us to take the old fence down, and so that's what we did. And but they're giving me my fingers crossed tonight.
All right. All right, and you're gonna put a gate up, and you have a picture of the gate, and it's gonna be one piece, but you're gonna put a trolley on the bottom so it won't drag, right? Okay, all right. Motion?
I move to approve as submitted.
What? Oh, anybody from the neighborhood here to speak? No, I didn't see him.
All right, I move to approve as submitted.
All right,
Second.
all in favor? Opposed? Go. Do good work. We're glad to have you in town.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you for your time.
29 Linden Street, Garden District. Approve request for a front porch rail. You need one.
Rails are good.
Hi, and good evening. My name is Alexandra Perlman, and I own 29 Linden. And I'm requesting porch railing, handrails, and a porch gate for the top of the stairs.
Okay. You've provided sort of a standard deck rail
Yes, ma'am.
photograph from Home Depot, and it needs to, yes, you need to put it up so that the solid wood is to the outside.
Okay.
That top rail and bottom rail, so the solid piece is to the outside. If you were doing it as a deck, you'd do it just the opposite way.
Okay.
But the more finished looking side needs to go to the outside. All right, any other questions or comments? Laura?
Laura Calloway, Garden District Preservation Association. The only thing that I was going to say was to ask that it either be turned around like you indicated or another piece of wood put along the top and the bottom so that it won't look like a deck rail.
Yes.
Oh, it is going to be painted, right?
Yes,
Okay.
white.
You're gonna
Yes,
paint
ma'am.
it white, ma'am?
That's what she said.
It will be painted white. My handyman told me it would take, that because it's pressure-treated pine that we'd be using, to wait about a month, I guess, let it age and then
Yeah.
paint it.
Right.
Wait longer than that. Wait 3. Wait until further on in the spring when you're going to have better painting weather anyway.
Let it
okay.
get weathered a little bit.
Yeah,
and
let it
it'll-
get weathered a little
It'll
bit.
absorb the paint a whole lot better.
Okay, thank you for the tip.
I know this sounds a little fine-tuned, but I kind of wish instead of doing a deck rail for your steps, you'd just do like a metal rail on the house.
Okay.
Because your steps kind of curve around your column.
Yeah, that would be
Or you could do one-
easier and cheaper too, actually.
So you'd prefer a metal railing?
Yeah.
We can
Yeah,
look
you
into
could
that.
do like a black, this metal railing, maybe the lamb's tongue or something.
Just on the side of your,
So it goes down straight right there, because where you show it architecturally, you're kind of like breaking up your stairs. But also, like, it's gonna look like a deck rail. On your front yard. So, but if you use like a metal rail on the house side,
lighter in scale.
I think people would tend to probably go down that side anyways and hold that side of that.
Right. All right, we would do a metal railing then.
Don't you think?
Yes. I thought of that, but then forgot. All right, motion?
We move to approve, sorry. Move to approve as presented with the finished side facing the road and the installation of a metal rail on the house side of the stairs.
All right.
Second that motion.
All in favor? All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Minutes of the last meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes of the last meeting?
Move to approve as written.
All in favor? Opposed? All right. Meeting is adjourned.